Hello friends, I am Prashant. You are watching Educational Stuff YouTube channel. This is the fourth article discussion of the Hindu editorial page. Today is 3rd June 2020. If you want to see the rest of the articles, you can see it from the description or from the icon, that is I icon, displayed on the screen right now. This particular article focuses on multilateralism is the new Cold War. This particular article is penned on by Mukul Sanwal. He is a former UN diplomat. In the new Cold War, defined by the technology, trade, not territory, non-alignment is an uncertain option. India should craft a global triumvirate. To benefit a global change, countries must have a bold vision and make a right strategic choice. Britain quickly built the largest military in the subcontinent using the land revenue of Bengal and over time conquered India. The United States, fixated on splitting the communist bloc, ended up with China challenging its dominance. As the chair of executive board of World Health Assembly, it is the decision-making body of World Health Organization. India can set the global response in terms of multilateralism, not just medical issues. In September, the United Nations General Assembly will discuss the theme, The Future We Want. In 2021, India joins the UN Security Council, a non-permanent seat, and chairs the BRICS Summit, and in 2022 hosts the G20, a rare alignment of stars for agenda setting. At the onset, online summit of non-aligned movement in May, Prime Minister Modi called for new principles for internal system. His new globalization model based on humanity, fairness and equality had a wide support in moral equal words. As for the first time since 1950, everyone is experiencing the same threat, that is a virus threat. It is this changed context that India should look upon its own re-emergence. China losing influence and the dynamics in its relations with the United States in Asia again becomes central to global prosperity, with global governance, economy, scientific research and society in the need of being reinvited. We should also use the opportunity to recover the global thought leadership. Think Nalanda, astronomical computation, the zero, Ayurveda, Buddhism, yoga, ahimsa, as well as clothing the world for millennia. The clash marks another session shift with UN. After the World War II, the newly independent states were not consulted when US imposed global institutions fostering trade, capital and technology dependence. Ignoring socio-economic development, social and economic rights have emerged to be as important as political and procedural rights, and Chinese President Xi Jinping definitely endorsed the UN resolution on equitable access to any new vaccine. The US faces as an uphill task in seeking to lead a new multidimensional institution, as China re-emergence is based on technology, innovation and trade balancing. US military superiority at the time of declining global trust is a free market liberalism central to Western civilization, with the West experiencing a shock comparable to one experienced by Asia's 200 years ago. The superiority of Western civilization is also under question. The novel virus pandemic has accelerated the shift of global wealth to Asia, suggesting an inclusive global order based on principles drawn from ancient Asia civilization. Colonized Asia played a new role on shaping industrial revolution. The digital revolution will be shaped by different values. It is really this clash that multilateralism has now to resolve. For India, the strategic issue is neither adjustment to China's power nor deference to US leadership. China has come out with the alternative governance mechanism to US dominated International Monetary Fund, World Bank and World Trade Organization, with its all-encompassing Belt and Road Initiative. The US, European Union and Japan are re-evaluating globalization as it pertains to China, and the US is unabashedly America first. The world is questioning both US and Chinese exceptionalism. The global vacuum shift in relative power and its own potential provides India the capacity to articulate a benign multilateralism as an impulse that resonates with large parts of the world and brings both BRICS and G7 into the tent. This is a new multilateralism should rely on its outcomes, not rules. Security downplayed for comparable levels of well-being and a part of P5 that is not based on the G7. National security now relies on technology superiority in artificial intelligence, cyber and space, and not expensive capital equipment. As India's military has acknowledged, instead of massive arms import, we should use the savings to enhance the capacity and mold the global digital economy between state-centric, firm-centric, state-centric, that is China, firm-centric, that is US, and public-centric, that is India systems. Second, a global community at comparable levels of well-being requires new principles for trade, for example, rejecting the 25 years old trade rule creating intellectual property monopolies. Global public goods should include public health, crop research, renewable energy and batteries, even as artificial intelligence as its value comes from a shared data. We have a scientific capacity to support these platforms as a part of foreign policy. The third particular thing is ancient civilization values provide a conceptual underpinning, research reconstructing both the economic order and societal behavior for equitable sustainable development which the climate change impacted world, especially Africa, is seeking. This particularly regarding the multilateralism is the new Cold War. India can set the world response, also using the opportunity to recover its global thought leadership. This is a fourth article discussion. If you want to see the rest of the article discussions, you can see it from the eye icon which is displayed on the screen or from the description tab. I thank you for having your time on Educational Stuff YouTube channel. I am Prashant Konala. Thanks for joining me. I request you all to subscribe to my channel before I conclude, and have a great day.